GoFundMe, DeCastro fails again. Goose eggs, glorious goose eggs, are going to be the only takeaway from this column that you need to remember, as for the third straight day, Jose Chille DeCastro has failed to captivate his audience long enough to get them to throw money at him. It means that we too have failed. We can mark that up to 2 days of very late papers and newscasts, as we forced ourselves to learn something new in the absolutely 0 hours of free time we have in order to do things other than the paper each day. This time we took the time to learn Unreal Engine and get Karen Reed renders up in time to use them for today's thumbnails for our ongoing coverage of her case. We did, however, spend money this weekend, a bit more than we had intended, as the Unreal Engine and Real Illusions I cloned had some tough times with licensing, which we're still grumbly about. See our Cash Apps and GoFundMe if you'd like to help. But as you can see in our Jim's Disturbing Renders forum, it was totally worth it. Discord membership required. There was a time that people would criticize this column as they looked at our actions and our promotions and asked us why we would spend so much time yelling about people asking for money in GoFundMe crowdfunding when wasn't that what we're doing ourselves. And to those folks, we say that they're kind of missing the point. We freely admit that we are begging for help until such times as we're monetized and we can earn a living off of YouTube. As we're already in poverty due to events outside of this column over the past 6 months, it wouldn't take a lot of money from YouTube to make us shut up a bit and be able to cover our own expenses. But we're also busting our ass every day for the little we bring in. We spend between 12 and 14 hours a day researching and writing articles for the paper, turning those articles into segments for the newscast, hosting live panels, hosting the live news watch-along parties, and otherwise doing things to improve the quality of what we present both here and on ReallyCoolSite.org. This column pokes fun at the creators who just throw up a crowdsourcing campaign and expect money to come rushing in for just creating the campaign. They don't do the extra work, they don't attempt to put out videos, host new lives, or bust their asses to make sure that their viewers, i.e. their customers, are happy and come back to their channels. Our niche is an old-style news radio show that you can throw on in the background without having to worry about the video and just listen to our stories. Our newsman voice and inflections are inspired by the character of Bill McNeil on the 90s TV show News Radio, with the sing-song inflection of days of old. It's not for everyone. Anyone born before 1999 is probably not going to understand it, proven by the comments we get from those folks. We offer up news either as a program you can sit down with every night, like we old people did with nightly newscasts of old, take in bite-sized snippets, join live to hang out, or just put one of our playlists up and marathon while you're doing other things. But we put time in it. We don't expect money to come flowing in because we do what we do each day. That's why we poke fun at the creators on this list. I mean, with close to 600,000 subscribers, shouldn't there be one person in Jose Chille DeCastro's fandom to throw $5 at him if they're real? Sean Paul Long Island Audits Riaz gets a pass with close to 800,000 subscribers. He does everything he can to maximize revenue from them to the point where he doesn't need to crowdsource. Remember, this is the man who bought the $160,000 billboard truck before he crowdsourced for it, so he's not hurting at all. But everyone else? If you want to make a living off of crowdsourcing, or you need to crowdsource to fund your legal bills, you must do something to earn it. Throwing up a campaign is not enough these days. You've got to remind people, you've got to mention the campaign, and you've got to go the extra mile to promote something in return for their time, money, and investment in you. That's why we mock the lazy-ass creators who don't bother and then whine about their circumstances. The list is long and growing, and since we're not monetized, if you'd like to join our daily hate watcher in making us work our ass off for every penny that we take in while forcing us to write this column every day, we do have a GoFundMe of our own. All proceeds go to keeping the lights on, eating, and writing news stories to feature here and on ReallyCoolSite.org.